He gave his blood to an alien princess. No one expected what followed. The station hovered like a jewel above the violet clouds of the gas giant Verida. Hundreds of ships moved through docking bays, each carrying ambassadors, envoys, and explorers from planets Alex had never heard of. Alex had spent years training for moments like this, yet the reality was still overwhelming. Alien languages buzzed in every direction. Some were harsh and metallic, some musical like wind chimes. The station was alive with voices, colors, and lights that humans could hardly understand. "Lieutenant Corrin," a soft voice said. Alex turned. A human aide was hurrying toward him, tablet in hand. "The banquet begins in 20 minutes. Princess Leora has requested the presence of the human delegation." Alex felt a nervous thrill. Humanity had only recently made contact with the royal houses of the galaxy. Humans were known for their curiosity, adaptability, and courage. But among the Dravari, humans were an unknown quantity. He swallowed and followed the aide, trying not to look too small or ordinary compared to the towering and ethereal Dravari ambassadors who floated along the corridors. When he entered the grand hall, Alex felt his heart skip a beat. The room was vast, glowing softly with lights that seemed to move with the music. Tables curved in elegant arcs, laden with foods that shifted color as they cooled or warmed. Creatures of every imaginable shape and size mingled gracefully, some with multiple eyes, some with translucent skin showing their glowing veins. And in the center, elevated on a dais of polished crystal, was Princess Leora. She was unlike anything Alex had ever seen. Her body shimmered in hues of blue and silver. Her eyes glowed faintly like twin lanterns. Her movements were slow and deliberate like water flowing over rocks. Even from a distance, Alex could feel her presence. Then something went wrong. A murmur ran through the room. The princess's glowing eyes flickered, dimmed, then rolled back slightly. Her lips parted as if she was trying to speak, but no sound came. A guard rushed forward, catching her before she collapsed. "Medical team!" someone shouted. Panic spread. Aliens moved to form a protective circle around her, but the room still buzzed with tension. Alex froze, his training screaming at him to step back, but instinct overrode caution. He noticed that the Dravari physicians were confused. Their tools, delicate as they were, seemed useless. "Her blood," one of them muttered, barely audible. "It's incompatible with our current remedies. She's losing too fast." Alex's pulse quickened. He remembered the lessons from his human medical training, basic though it was. The Dravari were an alien species, but maybe there was something that could help. "Excuse me," he called, stepping forward. I can help." The room fell silent. Every eye turned to him. The humans present looked shocked. The Dravari guard stiffened, ready to push him back. "You," a tall, thin Dravari with violet skin asked. "You think you can help?" Alex swallowed. I have blood. Maybe it can stabilize her. I know it's risky, but—" "You dare offer yourself to the princess?" another hissed. Alex noticed the fear and outrage in their voices. For the Dravari, the human was an unknown, a possible threat. But the princess's condition was worsening and no one else had an answer. Alex took a deep breath. "Yes, if it can save her life, I will." For a moment, no one moved. Then slowly the chief physician nodded. "Very well. If the human is willing, we will attempt the transfusion." Alex followed the medical team into a smaller chamber. The princess lay on a soft, glowing platform. Her chest rose and fell unevenly. Her blue-silver veins pulsed weakly. He stepped closer, trying not to let fear show. "Place your arm here," the physician instructed. Alex rolled up his sleeve. A fine needle was inserted, and his blood began to flow into a device designed to filter and adjust it for the Dravari physiology. Alex watched the colors of his blood shift as it moved through the tubes. It glowed faintly, like a liquid star. His heart raced. This was insane. Humans had no business interfacing with Dravari biology, yet here he was. His very blood could mean life or death for a princess of another world. Minutes passed, though they felt like hours. The princess's breathing slowed. Her glowing eyes flickered back to life. The physicians monitored her carefully, and then slowly her lips curved, not fully awake but a faint, almost imperceptible smile. "She's stabilizing," the chief physician said. Relief flooded the room. "Your blood, it's compatible." Alex sank into a chair, exhausted. Relief was soon mixed with awe. He had never imagined that humans could have a biological connection to an alien species. As the princess's color returned, she opened her glowing eyes fully. They fixed on Alex. He felt a strange warmth, almost like recognition. She reached out a delicate hand, and he instinctively took it. Her grip was light, but there was strength there, a silent acknowledgement, a thank you without words. Words spread quickly throughout the hall. What had been a tense, fearful banquet turned into whispers of wonder. Humans had always been underestimated in galactic diplomacy. Now one human's courage and willingness to act had saved a royal life. Outside, the station shimmered against the swirling gases of Verida. Alex knew that this moment would change everything. For him, for the princess, and for humanity, he didn't know what lay ahead. Some might see him as a hero, some as a threat. But at that moment, he simply knew one thing: he had done the right thing. And in doing so, he had taken the first step toward a bond that no one could have predicted. As he looked down at the princess's recovering form, Alex felt a surge of determination. Humanity had always been clever, resilient, and compassionate. Perhaps now the galaxy would finally see it too. And so, in the quiet glow of the chamber, an unlikely connection was formed, one that would ripple across stars, kingdoms, and civilizations. Even the most cautious diplomats could not have expected what followed. The chamber was quiet now, the soft glow of the medical platform reflecting on the metallic walls. Lieutenant Alex Corrin sat in the corner, still catching his breath. His blood had saved Princess Leora's life, but he could feel the weight of what had just happened pressing down on him. Humans were known for their bravery, yes, but this was different. This was something no one had predicted. "Lieutenant Corrin," a calm voice said. Alex looked up. The chief Dravari physician, a tall figure with translucent skin that shimmered like liquid silver, stood in the doorway. "The princess, she is stable, but you should be prepared. This event, it may have effects we cannot yet measure." Alex nodded. "I understand. I want her to be safe." The physician inclined their head. "She will be, but I suggest you rest. You have done enough for one day." Alex allowed himself to stand and stretch, but his curiosity wouldn't let him leave the chamber. He glanced at the princess. Her eyes were open, brighter now, and they seemed different. A faint luminescence traced her veins, almost as if she carried a piece of him inside her. Over the next few hours, Alex stayed nearby, observing. The Dravari medical team monitored her carefully. Princess Leora, though recovering, began to show behaviors that puzzled everyone. She reached out to touch objects around her, mimicking human gestures, gestures no Dravari would normally make. She tilted her head curiously at devices and panels, and sometimes she even tried to speak in words that sounded like a rough approximation of human language. Alex watched in amazement. "She's learning," he whispered to himself. "From me." The chief physician noticed and furrowed their glowing brows. "It is unusual. We have never seen a Dravari respond to a human in this way. Your blood, it has done something unexpected, possibly something transformative." Alex's heart raced. Transformative. He had just given blood to save a life, not change the course of an alien species. Yet as he looked at her, he could see it. Princess Leora's eyes followed him with an intensity that was almost human. When she reached out, her hand hovered near his, as though she could sense him even without touch. By the next morning, Princess Leora was walking, though her movements were careful, almost cautious. Alex accompanied her through the palace halls, acting as both guide and interpreter. The alien court had retreated, unsure how to handle the princess's sudden behavior changes. Some whispered that humans had given her a strange influence. Others were silent, wary of what this might mean. The princess paused in front of a holographic display showing star maps. Alex explained, "These are the nearby sectors. Each dot represents a star system, some with planets like yours or mine." Leora's glowing fingers traced the lines on the display. "So many worlds," she murmured, her voice melodic but with human-like inflections. "I see connections," Alex blinked. "You can understand it," she nodded slowly, tilting her head. "I feel it, different patterns." "Like your thoughts?" Alex realized something incredible. The transfusion hadn't just stabilized her, it had allowed her to perceive the universe in a new way. His own human perspective, empathy, and cognitive patterns were somehow influencing her mind. It was as if a bridge had been formed between species. News of the princess's recovery and strange new abilities spread quickly throughout the station. Diplomats and ambassadors whispered among themselves. The human delegation became the center of attention. Some admired the bravery of Alex Corrin. Others feared the potential power humans might now wield. One afternoon, as Alex guided the princess through the palace garden, he noticed something unusual. Small plants near her seemed to respond to her presence. Their leaves turned slightly toward her and faint pulses of light ran through their veins. "Do you feel that?" Alex asked. Leora nodded. "Life listens." It was remarkable. His blood had somehow enhanced her sensitivity to life itself. Humans had always adapted, explored, and observed, but this was something more. It was influenced through empathy and connection. Alex felt a thrill of pride. Humanity's greatest trait was showing compassion, and now it could literally change the world around them. Yet not everyone was pleased. A group of senior Dravari nobles approached the human delegation with stern expressions. "This is unprecedented," one of them said. "Humans are now more than guests. They are catalysts. We cannot allow such influence over the princess." "We demand restrictions." Alex squared his shoulders. "I understand your concern, but the princess is recovering and she is making her own choices. I am here only to guide her and keep her safe." The nobles exchanged uneasy glances. This cooperation is dangerous. "The human may be a threat." Alex's jaw tightened. He had faced dangers before, but this was different. He was not fighting with weapons, he was fighting with trust, empathy, and understanding, and he would not fail. Over the next few days, the princess began asking questions that no one had expected. She wanted to know about Earth, about humans, about what made their lives different from hers. Alex answered as best he could. "Humans survive," he said one evening as they walked along the observation deck, "because we adapt, we work together, we think, we learn, we care about each other." Leora's glowing eyes studied him. "Adapt, care, learn, survive," she repeated slowly. "Human traits useful." "Very strong," Alex smiled. "Yes, humans are strong in ways you can't always measure, and sometimes that strength comes from helping others." She looked at him with an intensity that made him pause. He realized that she was not just learning words or ideas. She was understanding concepts, values, and emotions. His blood had given her life, yes, but it had also opened a door to connection. Meanwhile, the political tension in the station grew. Other alien houses, seeing the human influence, began sending envoys to observe. They questioned the humans and Dravari alike, trying to understand what was happening. Rumors swirled that humans might have a hidden power that could shift the balance in the galaxy. Alex felt the weight of responsibility pressing on him. He was just one human after all. Could he protect the princess and humanity's reputation? Could he guide her without overstepping boundaries? The answer came unexpectedly one evening. The princess, standing near a pool of softly glowing water, extended her hand toward him. A faint light traced along her veins and onto his arm. He felt a warmth spreading, as if her life force and his were subtly entwined. "You saved me," she said softly. "Now I understand you." Alex nodded, moved by the simple honesty of her words. "And I understand you too," he replied. "We'll figure this out together." It was a fragile moment, yet full of possibility. The bond was real, and it was more than just blood. It was understanding, trust, and connection. He realized that humanity's greatest strength had always been this, the ability to reach out, even to the unknown, and make it better. The next day, Alex escorted Leora to a council meeting. The nobles and diplomats were tense, whispering about the unusual connection between human and princess. Alex spoke carefully, emphasizing the importance of trust, cooperation, and learning from each other. Leora, too, spoke, her voice carrying a new clarity. "Humans' life shared, good, helps all." There was a pause in the council chamber. Diplomats exchanged looks. This was unprecedented. The princess, guided by human insight, was influencing her own court. Alex felt a flicker of hope. Perhaps this connection would not only save her life, but change the galaxy's perception of humans forever. Back in the garden after the meeting, Leora turned to Alex. "I feel different, stronger, clearer. I can see life more deeply." Alex smiled. "That's good. You're learning from humanity's strengths, and we're learning from you too. Together, we can help more than just ourselves." For the first time, Alex truly understood the enormity of what had happened. A human had saved an alien princess, and in doing so had begun a bridge between species. The galaxy would never be the same. And somewhere deep in the back of his mind, Alex knew the adventure was only beginning. The morning light on the interstellar diplomatic station Epsilon 9 reflected off the polished crystal walls, casting rainbows across the corridors. Lieutenant Alex Corrin walked beside Princess Leora as they moved toward the council chambers. Each step reminded him that everything had changed since he had offered his blood. Humanity, once considered a minor player in galactic politics, now held an unspoken influence over one of the most powerful alien houses. Leora's bioluminescent glow pulsed faintly, brighter than usual. Alex noticed it as they walked, a subtle rhythm that matched the pulse in his own wrist. It was as though their connection, forged through blood, was not just a miracle, it was alive. "Alex," Leora said softly, her melodic voice carrying an accent of human inflection. "I feel more, my senses sharper, I see things I could not before." Alex glanced at her. "That's because of the bond between us. Your body, your mind is responding to the transfusion, but it's not just physical, you're learning, adapting, and it's a gift, not a threat." Leora tilted her head. "Gift, yes, strong, more than expected, others worried." Alex sighed. He had noticed the tension in the court. Some nobles and diplomats had whispered in the hallways, their faces tight with concern. Humans influencing a princess was something they could not yet understand. As they entered the council chamber, a hush fell over the room. Ambassadors and senior Dravari officials looked at the pair with suspicion. Some shifted uncomfortably in their seats, as if the air itself carried the weight of what had happened. The council leader, a stern Dravari with deep violet skin, rose. "Princess Leora," he began, "we are concerned. Your sudden change in behavior and your association with Lieutenant Corrin cannot go unnoticed. We demand explanations." Alex stepped forward cautiously. "I do not wish to interfere with your governance," he said. "My only concern is the princess's well-being. The transfusion saved her life, and now we are learning together how it affects her. She is still herself, making her own choices." The chamber murmured. Leora lifted her hand, her glow pulsing softly. "I am myself, stronger, clearer. Alex helped me understand new life. I see connections, patterns all around." A few of the senior nobles exchanged glances. "Patterns?" one asked, suspicious. "Yes," Leora said, her voice steady. "Life flows, energy moves, humans teach ways to sense, feel, help, heal." The room fell silent. No one had heard a Dravari speak this way before. The princess's ability to perceive energy patterns, her awareness heightened by the human blood, challenged everything the council knew. After the meeting, Alex walked Leora through the palace garden. "You handled that well," he said. "The council is tense, but they are listening. You're showing them that learning and understanding are strengths, not weaknesses." Leora's glowing fingers brushed a small plant nearby. It pulsed faintly, as though responding to her presence. "Life listens," she repeated. "Humans help, not only me, all." Alex felt a surge of pride. Humanity's greatest strength had always been empathy, the ability to connect and care. Now it was becoming something tangible, something that could cross species and even biology. But not all attention was positive. Word of Leora's transformation spread quickly to other alien houses. Envoys arrived, watching the princess and the human envoy with caution and skepticism. Some whispered that humans could influence the Dravari, that they might have abilities far beyond what anyone expected. One evening, Alex returned to the observation deck. Leora was already there, her glow casting soft light across the room. She had placed her hands on the glass, staring out at the gas giant below. "Alex," she said, turning to him, "I feel power, not weapon, but strength, life." Alex nodded. "That's your gift. The transfusion unlocked something in you. Humans are adaptable. We survive, we grow, we help, and now you can see life in ways we never imagined." Leora's eyes glimmered. "I want to learn more about humans, about life, about ways to help." Alex smiled. "Then we will. I can teach you, and you can teach me." Their bond deepened over the next days. Alex taught her about Earth, human history, and the values that had guided humanity's survival and success. He showed her human inventions, explained concepts of cooperation, and even shared stories of courage. Leora absorbed it all, her mind processing each detail with astonishing speed. In turn, Leora shared her own perspective, the Dravari way of seeing the universe, the patterns in energy and life that humans could not perceive. Alex realized that their connection was mutual. It was not only his blood that had saved her. It was his mind, his empathy, and his willingness to share knowledge. One afternoon, as they walked along a balcony overlooking the docking bays, an urgent message arrived. A group of senior Dravari nobles requested an immediate audience. Alex felt a knot in his stomach. Tension was rising. The audience chamber was filled with stern faces. "Princess," the council began, "your connection to Lieutenant Corrin is concerning. Your abilities, his influence, we fear imbalance." Alex stepped forward. "Princess Leora is still herself. She is learning, and humans work to help others, not harm. We are not a threat. We are allies." The princess's glow pulsed brighter. "Yes," she said. "Alex, trust. Humans teach, strong help. All can learn." The council was silent, unsure how to respond. Alex felt a flicker of hope. Perhaps the demonstration of cooperation, learning, and empathy would persuade them. Outside the council chambers, Leora turned to Alex. "They worried humans' power?" Alex shook his head. "Not power in the way they fear. True strength is understanding, helping, and creating solutions. That's what humans bring. That's what we can show them." Leora's glow softened. "I understand humans good." Yet as their bond grew, Alex sensed a shadow of concern. Some of the council members and other alien houses were watching closely, their whispers carrying suspicion. They feared change, feared the unknown, and feared that humans might shift the balance of power in ways they could not control. One evening, while walking through the palace garden, Leora stopped by a glowing flower. It pulsed faintly as her hand hovered above it. "Life listens," she said. "Humans' connection strong. I feel all together." Alex placed a hand near hers, careful not to touch directly. "That's what I've been trying to show you," he said. "Life is all around us, and we can make it better by understanding, caring, and working together." Leora nodded. "I want more. Teach, show, share. Alex, stay with me." Alex felt a surge of determination. Humanity had faced countless challenges, and humans had always found a way through curiosity, courage, and compassion. Now, in this alien palace, they had an opportunity to show that the human spirit could extend beyond their own planet. Over the next week, the princess continued to exhibit remarkable abilities. Plants responded to her presence, subtle energies seemed to flow around her, and she began to communicate in ways that bridged alien and human understanding. But the political tension grew. Envoys from neighboring systems arrived, some openly questioning the prudence of allowing humans such close access to a royal figure. Alex realized that their bond, while beneficial, could be seen as a threat. One evening, as they observed the stars from the balcony, Leora spoke softly. "Alex, humans important. I need teach others, show life, listen, help all." Alex smiled. "We will, together. You've already started, Leora, and we'll keep going, one step at a time." As the stars shimmered above the gas giant Verida, Alex felt a mixture of pride and worry. The bond between human and princess was real, growing stronger with each passing day. Humanity's influence, subtle but profound, was beginning to change perceptions. Yet he knew the challenges ahead would test not only their courage, but the very nature of trust, diplomacy, and understanding. And deep inside, Alex sensed that this bond, one formed in a moment of courage, would soon face trials that neither humans nor Dravari could have anticipated. For now, though, he allowed himself a rare moment of hope. The princess was alive. She was learning. And humanity's capacity for compassion and ingenuity had begun to shine across the stars. It was only the beginning. The days following Princess Leora's awakening were filled with cautious hope. Lieutenant Alex Corrin walked beside her through the palace halls, guiding her while marveling at how much she had changed. Her movements were confident now, and her mind seemed sharper than ever. Yet Alex could feel the tension in the air. Not all eyes on Epsilon 9 were friendly. Rumors had spread beyond the station. Some alien houses whispered that humans were no longer minor players in galactic affairs. A human had influenced a royal princess, had enhanced her understanding of life, and had shown the power of connection. Many saw it as a threat. It was during a council meeting that the first real challenge appeared. The council chamber was filled with stern faces, some familiar, some alien in ways Alex could hardly describe. A delegate from the neighboring house of Vanar rose to speak. "Princess Leora," the Vanar representative said, "your recent abilities and your association with a human are alarming. This is unnatural. We request that the human leave the station immediately." Alex stepped forward, his voice calm but firm. "The princess's health and growth are my priority. She is safe and her choices are her own. Humanity does not seek to harm anyone. We seek understanding and cooperation." The chamber murmured. The princess rose, her bioluminescent glow pulsing softly. "I am myself," she said, each word deliberate. Alex, help me learn. Humans show, care, strength, life. The Vaynar delegate's face darkened. We cannot allow humans to influence a royal figure. You may think it is harmless, but your presence changes everything. You are a danger. Alex's jaw tightened. Danger, I am only helping. Humans are adaptable, curious, and willing to work with others. That is not a threat, it is a gift. The debate grew heated. Voices rose and fell, alien words and gestures filling the chamber. Alex realized this was more than politics. It was fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of change, fear of a species that could not yet be understood. After the meeting, Alex and Leora walked through the palace gardens in silence. The soft glow of plants and light reflected their uneasy mood. They do not understand humans, Alex said finally. They fear what they cannot control. Leora's eyes flickered. Fear, yes, but they strong, they learn maybe, but humans change things. Life listens, learns from us too, Alex nodded. Exactly, and we must be careful. Not everyone will see our bond as positive. Some will try to stop us, not out of malice, but because they do not understand. Their concerns became reality sooner than expected. That night, a fire alarm rang through the palace. Guards rushed to the source, a storage room near the royal quarters. Alex and Leora were nearby, drawn by the commotion. Smoke filled the corridor. Leora's glow shone brighter as she instinctively moved toward the danger. Alex grabbed her hand. Stay close, let the guards handle it. But as they approached, Alex realized it was no ordinary accident. The fire was set deliberately. Some of the Dravari nobles had tried to send a warning, or worse, create chaos, to drive humans away from the princess. The guards quickly contained the fire, but Alex's mind raced. This is only the beginning, he said. If fear grows, some may act more aggressively. Leora touched the scorched wall. Life hurt, humans help, we must protect. Alex felt a deep sense of responsibility. It was no longer just about saving her life or guiding her. It was about ensuring that the bond they shared and humanity's influence would survive the suspicions of others. The next morning, an urgent meeting was called. The council wanted to decide whether humans should continue their close association with the princess. Many delegates argued that the potential for misuse was too high. Others acknowledged the undeniable benefit. The princess was thriving, stronger, and more aware than ever before. Alex spoke carefully, emphasizing empathy, understanding, and cooperation. Humans are not a threat, he said. We survive not by force, but by learning, by helping, by building connections. That is what this princess has experienced. That is what we can offer to all life here. Leora's voice joined his, firm and resonant. Yes, humans teach, care, good strength for life. Some council members softened. Others remained wary. But Alex noticed a small, important shift. Doubt began to replace fear in some hearts. The political tension outside the station grew. Messages from other systems warned of unrest if humans continued to have influence over the Dravari royal house. Some even hinted at sending ships to monitor or challenge the station. Alex realized that diplomacy alone would not be enough. They would need to show the value of trust, courage, and understanding. One afternoon, Leora asked Alex to join her in the palace observatory. The room was vast, with windows overlooking Verida's swirling clouds. Leora placed her hands on the smooth surface of the console, which pulsed faintly in response to her glow. Alex, see patterns? She asked. Life, energy flow everywhere. I understand more than before. Alex nodded. That's your gift. You can sense things humans cannot, and I can guide you to use it. Together we can help life, not harm it. Leora's eyes brightened. Yes, help, teach others life stronger. It was then that Alex noticed something extraordinary. Some of the plants in the observatory began to respond to her presence. Their leaves stretched toward her, faint pulses of light traveling along their stems. Her ability to influence life extended beyond herself. It was subtle but unmistakable. Alex felt awe. Humanity had always adapted, survived, and thrived. But here, their compassion and willingness to act selflessly were inspiring change in an alien species in ways no one had imagined. Yet danger remained. That night, a shadow moved in the palace corridors. Guards caught it quickly, a minor sabotage intended to frighten the princess. Alex's heart pounded. Someone was testing them, trying to find weaknesses. He reported the incident to the chief physician. This is no accident. Someone is trying to undermine us. The physician nodded. Fear is a strong motivator. They see humans as unknown, and unknown is dangerous. Alex looked at Leora, who was glowing softly, seated calmly on the platform. We have to be careful, but we cannot hide. You've grown stronger and humanity's values can guide you. Leora's voice was firm. I trust Alex, humans good, fear not stronger than care. The next days were tense. Delegates from neighboring systems observed every movement. Rumors spread, some accusing humans of manipulation, others praising their courage. Leora, guided by Alex, remained calm. She showed patience, understanding, and insight, qualities that were slowly winning over many skeptics. Then came a pivotal moment. A demonstration was requested by the council. Leora would show her abilities and the bond with Alex, proving that their connection was beneficial, not dangerous. The council chamber was packed. Observers from dozens of systems waited, eyes wide with curiosity and caution. Leora stepped forward, her glow illuminating the room. Alex stood beside her, ready to support her. She began by speaking softly, explaining how humans had taught her empathy, understanding, and the importance of life. Then she demonstrated her newfound sensitivity. Small plants in the chamber responded to her presence, faint energies pulsing along their stems. Some animals in the room reacted calmly, approaching her with trust. The room was silent. Some delegates stared, astonished. Others whispered to each other. Alex could see the change in their expressions, all replacing fear. The council leader rose. This is unexpected. Humans may not be a threat. Perhaps there is value in this bond. Alex nodded. Yes. Humans thrive not by dominating, but by learning, helping, and building trust. That is what we can offer to all species. Leora glowed softly. Life, strong, listen, care, all together. By the end of the demonstration, a new understanding began to emerge. Fear remained in some hearts, but many began to see the potential of cooperation, of learning from humans, and of trusting the bond between Alex and the princess. That night, as they walked along the palace balcony, overlooking Verida's glowing clouds, Alex felt a mixture of relief and anticipation. We've shown them something new today, but challenges will continue. Some will resist. Some will try to undermine us. Leora's glow pulsed gently. Alex, together, humans teach life, help all. Alex smiled. Yes, and that is what makes humans special. Courage, empathy, curiosity, and now we have a chance to show it to the galaxy. As they watched the swirling gas below, Alex realized that the bond they shared was more than survival. It was the start of something larger, a connection that could shape the future, not only for the Dravari but for humanity and the galaxy as a whole. Danger would come, yes. Suspicion, fear, and challenges lay ahead. But Alex knew one thing clearly. Humanity's strength, compassion, and willingness to act selflessly had already begun to change the universe. And the adventure was far from over. The palace of Epsilon 9 was quieter than usual. The morning glow of Verida's gas clouds spilled across the halls, casting long, shifting patterns of light on polished floors. Lieutenant Alex Corrin walked beside Princess Leora, who glowed softly in the calm morning. Today was not just another day. It was the day the Council would decide the future of their bond and perhaps humanity's place in the galaxy. Alex's heart thumped in his chest, not from fear but from anticipation. The past weeks had been a whirlwind of wonder, tension, and discovery. Leora had grown stronger, more aware, and more capable of perceiving life in ways that no Dravari or human had imagined possible. Yet not everyone accepted their partnership. Suspicion lingered among the older noble houses, and rumors of human influence still traveled through diplomatic channels. Alex, Leora said softly, her glowing eyes fixed on the horizon, I ready, show truth. Humans good, life stronger together. Alex nodded. We'll do it together, and no matter what happens, we've already changed the galaxy in small ways. That's something no one can take away. They entered the council chamber, which was filled to capacity. Delegates from dozens of houses were present, their expressions tense and uncertain. Whispers filled the room, and every gaze seemed to weigh heavily on the pair as they walked toward the dais. The council leader, a deep violet Dravari with an authoritative presence, addressed the room. Princess Leora, Lieutenant Corrin, he said, his voice carrying weight, today we gather to decide the future. The influence of humans over the princess has caused debate. We must determine whether this bond is beneficial or dangerous. Alex stepped forward first. Honorable council members, humans have long been underestimated in the galaxy. We are curious, adaptable, and capable of empathy and courage. Our bond with Princess Leora is not about power or control. It is about understanding, learning, and helping life itself. This bond is a bridge, not a weapon. The chamber murmured. Some delegates nodded subtly, others frowned. Leora's voice, melodic yet clear, joined his. Humans teach, care. Life stronger, listen, help together. I trust Alex. I learn good. Alex glanced at her, proud but careful not to let his pride overshadow the moment. He had always known humans could inspire change through courage and understanding, but seeing it reflected in Leora's calm and clarity made it real. A skeptical council member from the Vaynar house spoke up. "Your words are persuasive, humans," she said, her tone measured. "But words alone cannot prove the value of your bond. Show us. Demonstrate that your presence is beneficial, not threatening." Alex nodded. "We can. Follow me." He led the council members to a special chamber in the palace, a biodome designed to replicate multiple ecosystems from across Verida. Leora followed, her glow brighter now, and her presence commanding yet gentle. Alex gestured toward a patch of plants, some small animals, and a flowing stream that sparkled with bioluminescent organisms. "Princess Leora," Alex said, "show them what you've learned. Show them what humans and Dravari can do together." Leora extended her hands toward the plants. Her glow intensified. The plants responded immediately. Leaves stretched toward her fingertips, colors brightened, and the tiny flowers seemed to hum softly. The small animals approached her, moving without fear, their eyes reflecting calm trust. Even the bioluminescent water pulsed with gentle light, as if acknowledging her presence. The council members gasped. This was no ordinary display. Life itself seemed to respond to her presence, and it was clear that the bond between human and princess had unlocked abilities that promoted harmony and balance. Alex spoke, carefully emphasizing the HFY truth. Humans survive because we learn, adapt, and act with empathy. That is what has been shared with Princess Leora. This is not dominance, it is cooperation. By working together, we improve understanding and strengthen life itself. The room fell silent. Slowly, one by one, delegates nodded, visibly moved by the demonstration. Some whispered to each other, discussing how humans, so long dismissed as a young, unproven species, could offer insights and guidance that even the most advanced alien civilizations could not. The Vaynar representative stepped forward cautiously. "It seems humans may be a force for balance and understanding," she admitted, her tone softer now. "Perhaps we have underestimated your abilities. Your presence, your guidance is valuable." Alex allowed himself a small smile. "That is all humans ask, to be trusted, to be given a chance, and to show the good we can do." Leora's glow pulsed gently. "Together, humans, Dravari, all learn, grow strong." After the demonstration, the council convened in private. When they emerged, the atmosphere had shifted. Delegates spoke openly about collaboration, curiosity, and learning. Many had begun to understand that fear was not the answer, that humans brought strength not through force, but through empathy, courage, and adaptability. The council leader addressed the room again. "Princess Leora," he said, "Lieutenant Corin, we have seen your bond in action. It is clear that your presence has benefited the princess and our understanding of life. We recognize that humans may have a role to play, not as rulers, but as partners." Alex felt a surge of relief. Humanity had been given a chance, not only to be recognized, but to contribute meaningfully to the galaxy. Later, Alex and Leora returned to the palace balcony. The swirling clouds of Verida shimmered below them, casting colors across their faces. "You proud?" Leora asked softly, her glow reflecting the morning light. Alex smiled. "I am, not just for me, but for humanity. We've shown that courage, curiosity, and empathy are powerful. We've shown that humans can make a difference across worlds." Leora's glow pulsed brighter. "Humans special, life better together. I remember always." Alex placed a hand near hers, careful not to touch directly but close enough for the shared warmth to resonate. "And you've shown that understanding and trust can change hearts. The galaxy has learned that too." Over the following weeks, the effects of their bond continued to ripple across systems. Humans were invited to participate in diplomatic missions, scientific research, and cultural exchanges in ways previously unimaginable. Leora continued to develop her abilities, using them to heal ecosystems, calm wildlife, and demonstrate the power of empathy to skeptical delegates. Alex watched with pride. Humanity, once seen as a minor species, had become a symbol of cooperation, courage, and hope. Not through weapons, conquest, or dominance, but through understanding, connection, and the willingness to act selflessly. One evening, as they walked through the palace garden, Leora paused beside a small, glowing flower. It pulsed gently in response to her presence. "Alex, life stronger," she said softly. "Humans helped all," Alex nodded. "Yes, and this is just the beginning. Humanity will continue to learn, to teach, and to help. We can face anything when we work together." Leora's glow pulsed with warmth. "Together always." Humans, good. As they stood there watching Verida's clouds swirl in soft waves of color, Alex realized the true impact of what had begun with a single act of courage, a donation of blood. One human had saved a princess, and in doing so had changed the course of interstellar history. Humanity had proven its value not through force, but through empathy, creativity, and moral courage. The galaxy had witnessed something remarkable, the quiet, steadfast power of humanity. One act, simple in intention but extraordinary in effect, had reminded countless civilizations of the potential for cooperation, understanding, and hope. And for Alex, standing beside Princess Leora, it was clear that this was more than a story of survival. It was the beginning of a legacy. A legacy where humans, through courage and compassion, could inspire change, foster unity, and show that life itself responds to care, empathy, and trust. He gave a deep breath, looking out over the swirling clouds of Verida. The adventure that began with a single act of bravery had now grown into something far greater, a bridge between worlds, a testament to humanity, and a promise that the galaxy could be better when life listened and worked together. And in that quiet, glowing moment, Alex Corrin understood the truth that had always guided humanity. That courage, empathy, and the willingness to act selflessly could change the universe itself. The stars above Verida seemed to shine a little brighter, as if acknowledging the human spirit that had reached across worlds. And humanity, once underestimated, had truly begun to leave its mark on the galaxy.